All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Chelsea Dartez. I am the founder and owner of Cookeville Lifestyle Magazine, and this is my partner in crime, Andrew Buckner, my editor-in-chief. And today we have Emily Bochette as our guest here, who is the hair stylist for all of the magazines, starting with the, when did you
Second
start?
issue.
Third, right? The one after the Frontings.
Yeah,
So the third issue. Which who was on the cover of that?
CG.
CG was the
CG
first.
was the first, and then Hillary and Rich were the second, and then I came into the third. Oh, I don't even know.
Was that the first Movers and Shakers?
Yes.
I think that was my first working too.
Oh, that was Costa. That
Yeah,
was
it was
your first
Costa.
one. That
It
was
was
the
Costa.
longest day ever.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was Costa.
we were at the Monarch.
Yes, yes. But Emily, before I didn't even know Emily before then, and my former hairstylist had moved away, so I was looking for somebody, and I think maybe Hillary is even because you're really good friends with Hillary.
I was doing her hair, yeah.
And she was the one that suggested I contact you, and I'm so glad I did because now she is also one of my very dear friends.
Love Hillary.
And anyway, so I want you to kind of talk about your background in Cookeville. You're from here, born and raised, but then you do so many other things and have done. So
Yeah.
start from there, from the beginning.
Okay. So thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
I love chatting
course.
with y'all. So I really started out not in hair ever. I did my hair and makeup, but then really I just kind of got thrown into it. I've never really had any training. It's kind of all been on either set or picked it up while we were going. It wasn't anything that I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I was in medical sales. I ran a $2 million territory out of Tennessee, Alabama, and Florida. Loved it. It was my dream job.
That tracks because Emily has the best personality ever.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
can you do sales for us?
Well, listen, I've thought about it. Don't think so. Don't think that I've not thought about it. But yes, no, I'm born and raised here, and I actually have a biochemistry degree. And I just wanted to graduate tech early. And so I took a bunch of upper level chemistry classes. And then next thing I know, they were like, here's your degree. And like,
So you took a bunch of upper division chemistry classes to graduate early?
Yeah.
I did that, and I took like badminton and like creative writing.
oh yeah, mine was like biochemistry 1 and 2, organic chem, pharmacology, everything that like makes you want to throw up, like because it's so like intense. That was me. And I was over there like scrambling. But I loved it, and I just wanted to graduate early because at Tech, I don't know if people know this, but not every class is offered every semester.
Yeah.
So biology was not offered in my semester I wanted to graduate. So I had to graduate, and those would cancel out for my biology that wasn't offered because I was going to PA school. I was going to be like a doctor or something, something
dang.
fancy,
I didn't know that this is, I didn't know all this.
Oh,
And neither.
listen, it gets better. So I worked for the open heart team at Cookeville. Loved it. Shout out. And one of the doctors rotated in, and she was like, hey, like if you ever get bored, I was working at SunTrust in the customer service.
Call center.
Well, yeah, I worked for them, and then I went to work at SunTrust because I needed more hours to pay for PA school. And then she was like, well, if you ever get bored, just come see me. And I was like, okay. So I went out there in St. Martin.
See her in St. Martin.
Yep. She owned a healthcare company, and she actually provided all the healthcare supplies to the hospitals in St. Martin and Saba and Stacia. So I went out there and I was like, this is just cool. It's a week vacation for free that I'm going out. And I signed a 1-year contract to stay. And so I came back home. My parents, nobody had a clue. I didn't even know I was going to do this.
And
I
real quick, pause about your dad was the fire chief here.
Oh, yeah. At the time, he was the Putnam County fire chief for like umpteenth years. And then he came over to the city. So he retired as the city. But while I'm doing this, like very, you would have never thought your daughter was going to do this. So I went over there, packed everything up that I owned in like a suitcase and went. And 2 years, I branched us from like 2 islands to 11. Yeah.
Oh.
And I loved it. It's my favorite thing. I even played on their softball team there. Because, I went to college. I went to college and played softball.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know
had
that
on
you
a
teach your
softball
you coach
scholarship. Well, my 3-year-old niece's t-ball team.
That's
but
still something. My husband coaches my kids soccer, and he thinks he's a professional coach.
Oh.
So
well, it's basically like herding cats. Like I'd probably, it's the same like level. You just got to make sure they all stay on the field, right?
yes.
So it's like herding cats, but I love it.
But I didn't know that you had a background in softball.
Yeah,
all
I
the
played my
things we
whole
learned.
life, and then I went to college on a softball scholarship, and I loved it. I even played on their team. We went to like all the surrounding islands.
In St. Martin, you were an island softball player?
Yeah.
Interesting.
For sure. And you would have never known that. I literally was just like, okay, I'll do this. And I became like a local. Like I lived local. I bought my food at the local farming stands, like everything. When I came back here, it was a really big transition. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? Well, I moved in with my sister. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment together. I slept on an air mattress in the front room with her German Shepherd dog.
Oh, no, because was she already married?
No, we were single and ready to mingle and had no one to mingle with. We were just like, okay.
Sounds right.
Yeah, we worked like 3 jobs. Her German Shepherd really was the only one we mingled with. But I loved it. And then we ended up meeting our significant others around the same time. And we decided, well, what are we going to do from here? So I decided I'm going to stay in Nashville. And I got into sales and met my husband. We got married, did all the things that you do. And we built our first home. And then COVID hit. So when COVID hit, I was prime. I was top of the pyramid at my company, like on track for like President's Club and dream job. Made very good money, like very good money. And I got laid off. COVID hit and they were like, hey, you're like, one of the last few that we've hired in over the past couple of years. So you're the first to go. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So I worked like 13 different jobs and I kept getting laid off. I worked at anywhere and everywhere.
Really?
Didn't care. Well, then my really good friend at the time was like, hey, you should go to hair school because I was assisting her and like running all her like tax books. I don't know why I did that, but I did it.
Did you get paid?
Yeah, she did.
Girl.
She went right under the table. Don't come for me, IRS. Literally, I did anything and everything you can think of, except for anything illegal. I didn't do that.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Other than tax evasion.
Other than tax evasion, but you can't prove that. And so, no, it was great. And she was like, you should go to hair school. Like, you're really naturally talented. And I was like, no. And I ended up being like, okay, fine. I ain't got nothing to lose. So I did. I went to, and literally my dad was like thinking I'm going to go like do haircuts in the Walmart parking lot.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, for sure. We're not on board. They were like, Emily, like you literally just came out of this like really great job. Like, and you're going to go to hair school? And I was like, yeah, I am. I knew what kind of money she made. And I was like, she was like, you can come work for me. And I was like, done and done. And I went to hair school. I got a job at my school just to have a job. And I literally did like a, what is it called? Like you go there and you do like your schooling that you have to do for the state. And then you can go do like internship or whatnot. Yeah. And so I worked in my field. And so I got hours for working at the salon I was at. And I loved it. And then I got picked up by a couple of really high-end clients and for styling. And they started being like, can you come do more things? And so my working at the salon, I was making like $8 an hour.
What salon did you work out? Can you shout it out?
No, I don't want
to. Okay. That's fine.
No, it did not work out.
But that's where you met all your celebrity clients.
No.
Okay.
I met influencers. And so I just worked for them, which still kind of celebrities, but it was a very great learning opportunity. It was the hardest thing I've ever done because I was 30, when I got laid off, And I was starting a whole new career at 30, which is scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, who wants to do that? Except my family thought I was going through a midlife crisis at 30. They were like, do you want we should do an intervention with him. Like, if I wasn't married and Brett wasn't being like, hey, she's good. Like, she's good. They would have done an intervention for sure. I was living it up in Nashville. Nobody knew what I was doing, And so I ended up doing all these influencers and it just took off. And then I started being like, I need to style more. There are 2 different types of people in my industry of hair. It's really great at cut and color or you're really great at styling. Mm-hmm. There are some times where you're not going to go and get your hair done and leave with like a perfect style because your stylist, that is not what she flourishes at. She flourishes at the main thing. Yeah. I am total opposite. I can get by with cut and color and I stay in my lane. I know what I can do. I know what I can't. I don't do men. I don't do kids.
You do my kids sometimes.
I did. Okay, I did.
You're going to do it again.
And I do. I do the people I love. So I don't even do Brett's hair. My husband's hair. I'm like, go to a barber.
But that's smart to stay in your lane because I feel like where people get in trouble with these type of things is trying to do everything and not being good at anything.
True. Well, and I came in so late to the game at 30. I don't have 10 years of hair experience to move with what COVID was putting us through. Like COVID was pushing everything on the internet. And that's exactly where we are now. Everybody's like, well, why are you so active on social media and why do you care so much? And I'm like, I don't care. I care for my business. I don't care for me personally. I care for my business. If people don't see what I'm doing, they think I'm like dead in the grave and not doing nothing.
Right.
Like if I'm not posting on social media, which it's draining in itself, but it's also like, this is just what I do. If I don't show where I'm at, which literally yesterday I was at a graveyard shooting. I talked to Chelsea and I was like, I got to go. We're at the cemetery.
Yep.
I got to go up to the top of this hill and I ain't going to have service. And she was like, call me later. And I was like, done. And so, you know, but
She survived. Spoiler.
And I did. Probably got spirits hanging on me, but whatever, you know. But that's my life. I do hair and makeup for a lot of country music artists and that's what we did yesterday. And it takes me everywhere. I've traveled so many places with my clients, doing anything. I've been to the Grammys.
Yeah, girl.
I loved it.
Are you able to share any of the clients? Or the,
For sure. Yeah.
What are
It's
some
all
of
over
the
my social media?
What are some of the names that people might know?
One of my first time going to the Grammys with Kings of Leon. It was amazing. The wives are so sweet.
So you did all the wives.
I did two of the wives. I did Martha, and then I don't know if I did another one. Maybe not. But there were other clients that kind of hop on the train once they know you're there. They're like, hey, can you come and do me? And you're like, for sure.
Yeah.
I've worked with Luke Combs and his wife, Nicole. Love them. Everybody I've worked with, I absolutely love. I worked with Brittany Aldean, Summer Party, Brittany and Brian Kelly. I worked with Brittany with Tribe for couple of years now.
Florida Georgia Line, if you don't know that name.
Brian was with Florida Georgia Line, and they opened up the Surf Post in Grayton Beach, and I've traveled a lot of places with them. And that's one of the things that I love about my job. I've worked with Jordan Davis's wife, and I'm in their homes, so like I get to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff that they trust me with. Like I have so many things that I'm able to do that a lot of people might think is, oh, well, you think you're, high and mighty because you do celebrities. It's like, they're normal people just like us.
Yeah.
Like,
Tell them about, this might be a sore spot, but when you were about to go into labor, tell about the client that you had to turn down and what the event
it
was.
still burns. Well, I had two. So, I'm friends with Bunny and Jelly Rolls, Bunny's actual manager and her hairstylist, Mimi, and the makeup artist, Haley. Love them to death. They actually, Mimi contacted me and was like, could you come do a couple of shows for Bunny? Like Vegas or something. I was like, I'm actually doing something inconvenient right now and it's having a kid, but I'll be in the hospital. I've got a scheduled C-section. Shout out Dr. Gert.
She does love Dr. Gert.
I do so many celebrity clients and I'm like, I love Dr. Gert. And I've told her that too. It's not a secret. But I had to turn down that. And then I had to turn down Nicole Kidman.
Oh, that one hurts.
I was going to drive the 2 hours to her house to do it because I was like, yes, I will do it. But I could not sit for longer than 20 minutes at a time. And that's when Dr. Gert was like, you need a C-section. And I was like, yes, I do.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, I had to turn down. And that's the beauty of my business is I can do things like that. But it's also a double-edged sword because I'm like, Rocco, you're really inconveniencing me. You're inconveniencing mama. But I worked with so many people that they're great, but a lot of people don't understand that I do work with so many celebrity clients and do so many things with them that are unbeknownst to are more normal people that I associate with that just look at them as celebrities. That's my normal. Seeing someone at an event, the other day I was at a Tribe Kelly event because that's my client, but there were a ton, like John and Summer were there or, Jason and Brittany will show up or something. And that's normal. Like me and Brett are like, hey, what's up? And move on. But, that's normal for me.
It doesn't faze you, but Dr. Gert, she sure does. And you did her makeup for this edition.
I did her hair.
Her hair.
And let me tell you though, Dr. Gert's got those Farrah Fawcett layers, and that intimidated me. And I'm like,
so cool.
But what if I mess up Dr. Gert's hair? That's Dr. Gert.
Ooh, you couldn't come back from that.
No, because that'd be like her messing up my C-section scar or something. It's intense. And she looked so good. She did. She's a very incredible person.
You did such a great job with every feature.
I really feel like a great thing with being in this issue is, in every issue, is you get to meet people that would never have a service like that me or Jamila would do. Chelsea hires us on to do hair and makeup to make them feel and look their best at such a, they're so vulnerable because some of them have never been highlighted or, spotlighted like the magazine does.
Yep.
And so that is something that I get to be
people.
Well, and I get to be a part of it. And that's something so special because they're like, well, I don't know what you're going to do with my hair.
Yeah, they get
Or I
nervous
don't-
about it, and you have
Some
to
bring
put
their
them
own
at
makeup,
ease.
some bring their own hair stuff, and I'm like, girl, put it away. I got it. I don't need your stuff.
And then they trust you like immediately. Just like with Jamila. You and Jamila are the best team.
And you work tag team with them. So it's like Jamila's in front and I'm like right back here. And so it's like we're together all the time. And so we work very well together. I love working with Jamila.
You're a
Yes.
disarming pair. I feel like
they
you
feel
can
so
come in
great.
terrified, and then you both are just so warm and inviting that it's just almost an immediate disarming of.
Yeah.
Well, really, it's a disarming of yourself against yourself. You know.
Truly, well, they don't know how to explain. Like, some of them are like, I can barely do my hair. I don't know how you're going to do it. And I'm like, girl, sit back. I got you.
Yeah.
Even some of the men, I'll be like, hey, get over here and sit down.
Oh man, some of the guys in this edition look so cool. Like one that comes to mind is Mark Wilson.
Oh,
look like
listen.
$1 million. You know.
Well, and I think a lot of people would never do stuff like that. Like they would never, and they honestly, I don't. Do you tell them that they're doing hair and makeup?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, do they show up and they're just like, because you even have a wardrobe, which is, it's such a special, like, let us treat you, you know?
Right.
And so I love being a part of it because you're getting normal people that like put their pants on the same way that these celebrities do. And they show up and they get treated the exact same way.
Right.
And that's what I want to highlight in my business is I want you to know that you're getting the same exact treatment as what I would do as my celebrity client, you know?
Yes. And they do feel that way. Most of
They
them don't
do.
even know that you work with celebrities, but I always tell them.
You do. And I start blushing. I'm like, Chelsea. And she's like, you do? And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, who do you work with? And I'm like, well, let me tell you.
I'll go down the rabbit hole. But Emily's also got other big things in the works, and I don't know if she can talk about them yet.
I can.
But okay, go for it, please.
Well, I think I thrive off, for one, procrastination, which is terrible. Don't do it. Two, I thrive off chaos. And it's always been that way. I've always done a million things in my life. But when I came out of doing sales, I came into hair, which is a very unstable market for anybody.
Yes.
Unless you work for a company that pays you an hourly wage and you know you're going to get that every day. And I'm super blessed because Brett, he works for UPS. We're getting a check every week. Like
Brett's her husband.
Yeah, Brett's my husband.
Shout
I
out.
couldn't, and honestly, I couldn't do this lifestyle without him. There's no way. He carries our insurance, which is top tier. There's no way. No way. But truly, he carries our total boat. It's like it would be sunk if it wasn't for him. But my ventures that we've done, we've just opened a construction company.
Yes.
It's been great, but it's also been one of the hardest things we've ever done because it was during the busiest time of my hair. So I'm at the CMA Awards. Like, can you please put that flooring in and do the bathroom?
She's
Okay,
always meeting with like a plumber or something every day.
Listen, Chelsea knows. We're on the phone. But so we just started that. So we're doing new construction and remodels. We got several of those going on right now, which is great. But, even in that business, it's a self-employment business. My brother, he runs an excavation company, and he was like, do you want to open a business? And I was like, yes. But no. But yes, let's do it.
You can't say no.
Oh, no, I can't. Like, if you want anything out of me, like, I'll say yes. Like,
And
for
Rocco
sure.
will just be
for sure.
chilling there
Oh, for
on your
sure.
hip.
I took him. I strapped him to me. We went to the job site. He's in everything. Unless he's at daycare, he's with me. Because Brett works through the week, so I'm a single parent. So he's gone, especially now. He doesn't even come home sometimes. And so, because he doesn't get off work till 9 or 10 at night.
He works for UPS.
Yes. And so he will stay with his mom in Nashville. And then because he drives an hour and a half every day. So it's like there's no reason to drive all the way back, just to sleep for a couple hours and then go back. So just stay.
Mm-hmm.
We have a rental company business where our house in Nashville, and we have a couple other rentals that we rent. So I manage those properties. My eyes are
That's
twitching.
fun.
Yeah. I don't know if I think we have totally different vibes of fun. That's, but that's kind of what we're doing. And then I also have a hair salon in Brentwood, and I'm on the road. So, but that business from Nashville of most clients drive my business here. They see, because I get to do a lot of really great things and really fun things that like the normal client wouldn't think of or wouldn't think like I could pull that off. But we can do it too. Like, we've done some really cool looks of like even, for branding shoots or photo shoots. And I'm like, well, these are meant to stand out. Let's do them. And they do. And they realize that they can do stuff here in Cookeville and that you don't have to be a celebrity or you don't have to be, I've done photo shoots of people that just want to feel good and look good. And I'm like, let's do it.
And with Emily kind of coming back to more being in Cookeville, she could maybe do your hair. She does my hair for the events, and good Lord, I don't even look like the same person. She's so good.
Chelsea had her hair in rollers the other day, and Oakley came in, and Oakley said, Mom, you do not look good with your hair like that.
And she's like, you don't look like my mom.
I said,
when I'm done every time.
Oakley, go get a toy. I was like, come back over here in just a minute. And she did. She came back. She was like, Mom, you look so pretty. And I was like, I told you, Oakley, once the finished product's done, it's different. And so, and that's not only just for like little kids, that's for my clients. Like, I won't even let them look at the mirror sometimes because I'm like, what you're seeing is your hair sitting next to the pearly gates of heaven. It's so high. And you're like freaking out internally. And then your face is getting really red. So just wait a minute. And then the full look will come in. And they're like, I never thought you would do that. And I was like, see?
And you can trust her fully. Don't even tell her what you want. Just let her
Give me a little bit of inspo.
Okay.
But then be like, and then tell me what you hate. Some people be like, I don't want my ears to show.
Right.
I don't want, like, I have a 5 head. Don't let my forehead show. And I'm like, okay, fine.
And she will make you look
I'm like, let me cut you some eggs.
Fabulous.
Well, thank you.
But anyway, Emily, well, we love you and thank you.
Well, thank you
for being here.
Where can everybody find you on socials and things?
So I have a salon here, and it's right up on the square. But you can connect with me at socials. I'm Bougie Braids on Instagram and TikTok. So if you type in BOOU, I'll normally pop up. But BOOUJAY. So it's Bougie Braids. And I did that because my last name is Bochette, so I thought, you know what, I'll do Bochette, and it'll be Bougie. It didn't click.
It's bougie.
Mm-hmm. It's literally everybody's like, oh, you're Bougie Braids. I had a girl the other day pull up to my mom at the nursing home, the funeral home, and was like, are you Bougie Braids, Mom?
Oh.
Didn't even know my name. So, like, I thought about changing my handle to my name, and I'm like, I can't. Like, a lot of people know me as that. So I'm like, it'll stick. I'll just do it.
And she is bougie, so it works.
Truly, like, in every aspect of my life.
But anyways, well, we love you. Thank you, Emily.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.